Of course, the police are just one part of this equation. For decades, politicians have promised to make Surrey safer. But have those promises been fulfilled? Our Tina Lovegreen has been looking into that question for us. Tina, what have you found so far?
Well, let's start with the federal government. Last November, the Minister of Public Safety, Ralph Goodale, announced Ottawa would pour millions of dollars into anti-gang initiatives.
Today, I am announcing $327.6 million in federal funding over the coming 5 years and $100 million annually thereafter.
Now, that announcement was made in Surrey 7 months ago, and that money is still not available, and it won't be for some time. The minister was asked about it during a news conference on Tuesday in Regina, and he said the money will roll out later this year and into next.
So what about the province, the NDP government? What has it promised?
Well, the NDP government committed money to Surrey's RAP program. That's the program which aims to keep at-risk youth out of gangs. And it has been largely successful, but the problem is it's always had a wait list. So in October of 2017, the newly elected NDP government committed $500,000 to the program, and to date, it hasn't been paid out. The Office of the Ministry of Public Safety said they're finalizing the contract before payments are given. And you know, Dan, the NDP, when they were in opposition, they advocated for a community court in Surrey as a crime reduction strategy. But now they say that is to deal with mental health issues and not gang violence. I spoke to Surrey Newton MLA Harry Baines, who has been personally affected by violence in Surrey. His 22-year-old nephew, Arun Baines, was shot to death in his car in April of 2015. And he'll be the first to tell you his government needs to do more.
A lot more need to be done. I think, that is recognized because so far it hasn't worked. There are young people who are involved in gangs. They're getting killed. Many innocents are getting killed, being shot at, and I think that is not acceptable to us, not acceptable to our society, not acceptable to those parents.
So, Tina, what more needs to be done then?
Well, he will tell you in the time since the NDP has been in government, they've taken the issue seriously, but it's about sitting down with the city and police to figure out what more they need, which takes us to the municipal government. And Surrey Mayor Linda Hepner campaigned on the promise of more boots on the ground. She said she would get 147 more RCMP officers. In reality, Surrey only got 100 more Mounties, and they came in waves through the 2015-2016 fiscal year. Now there are 128 additional officers, but we've heard from criminology professors who say Surrey needs 400 more officers right now. Here's what Mayor Hepner said about having more police officers in Surrey. This is from a news conference on June 21st.
I want to first remind everyone that in the history of the city of Surrey, we have added more police officers in the last 3 years than anyone has ever added. Could we use more? I think any police force in the country will tell you that they can always use more.
So, Dan, overall, a lot of promises made by all levels of government, some promises kept, but most still to come.
Tina Lovegreen, thanks very much.
You're welcome.